Hi, my name is Jennifer and from JenniferLawrenceBureau channel, and today I thought I would show you how to use tissue paper in a non-traditional way. So obviously normally it's used for wrapping gifts and that sort of thing. But I'm going to actually use it in the journal, and I got my tissue paper. It's actually, I do recommend getting tissue paper that has some pattern in it. Solids are fine. Even some metallics, like with holograph, that's really pretty. And this pack I bought, it's 10 sheets for at Dollar Tree. So, and I believe I bought it before the price increase, so it was only $1.25 here in Canada. I apologize for the clearing of my throat. I do have some congestion there. There we go. Now we can see each other. I also have this beautiful floral print. And then, of course, it's backed up with some white tissue as well. I'll probably save that for the traditional purpose, and that's making for gift giving. Okay, so I want to go back old school here and make some tissue paper flowers. Who remembers making those when you were in public school? Okay, so I'm going to take this tissue paper here. I like to use more rounded, longer scissors to cut the tissue paper. Otherwise, I find like heavier weight and sharper might just tear it. So this is definitely a better scissor for it. Okay, and now we're going to back it up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to cut the tissue paper here. You can see that. So it's Monday now, and I hope everybody had a good weekend. And I wasn't feeling the best, but I was getting some things done that needed to get done, and that's good. So I'm just trimming away so I can get to a point where I can start to cut. Sorry, my finger's on the way there. Cut square, basically I would say 1 inch by 1 inch squares would be the best measurement right now for making these little flowers. Okay. And yeah, so if I hold it up here, you can see what's happening. Okay, what's happening, Jennifer? This is what's happening. We are cutting several squares. Now I'm going to only make one flower, but the scrap pieces, the extra squares, I'm going to be using in a variety of other ways as we go along through this video. So I do suggest, getting a good 6x6 piece of tissue paper and then cutting them down into several 1 inch by 1 inch squares. Okay, so now I have a nice little pile of tissue paper. So I don't know if you remember how to make the flower. So it's actually pretty simple, and I would say pattern side you want on the inside, and you're gonna take something round and hard like the end of a pencil or even a good pen like this, and then you're going to take white Elmer's glue. You do want a heavier glue because you want to hold all the folds and you want it to adhere well. Tissue paper, or can't think of the word. Glue stick would not be strong enough. So I've got a decent amount of glue there. I'm going to also spread it around the creases because I want to hold it together so that we can form a flower here. Okay. Now, hopefully, we can get this journal into here. This is my personal journal. And I'm going to work backwards here, and I'm going to place this right on. And I'm going to stick my finger in and really give it a good push down. And then I'm going to smush it. I'm going to smush it because I want it to look, you know, flower-like. And so, voila, as simple as that, we have just made a flower. And you can see I've made one prior to that there. So that is one way to use up small pieces of tissue paper. So we're going to put the scraps that I've got cut out aside. And we're going to go into the next order of business. So what I've done here, I've taken the metallic tissue paper. You can see it's got a little bit of wrinkles. I don't know if I can press that out, maybe. On the back of a 3x5 card. Now I covered the line side, and then I have some, you know, journaling written there. But yeah, just to give it some coverage instead of, you know, if you run out of, you know, pattern paper, cardstock, and, you know, something to give it a little bit of pop, well, then I recommend tissue paper. And, you know, at 10 sheets for, like, even now $1.50 is still a good deal, and it goes a long, long way. Okay, so I'm going to get out a 3x5 card. We're going to grab out some tissue paper. I'm going to bring out that same purple and pink patterned flowered tissue paper. And we're going to cut along the lines that they already have. It just makes it nice and easy, and then you know you have a good square happening or a rectangle happening. And then you just go from there. And then with the card, instead of putting glue on the tissue paper, I recommend at this point taking your glue stick and just gluing edge to edge all around every single area there with the glue stick. And once you've done that, you're going to take your piece and you're going to take the corner of it and line it up with the corner of the card. And then you're going to use your fingers almost like an iron and just go left to right, top to bottom, pressing it all out nice and evenly, back and forth, till you have coverage. And then you're going to trim away the excess, again with the big scissors, so there's no dragging, tearing, any of those unhappy situations. Okay, so I've got that roughly trimmed out. Got a little glue seepage, but that's okay. That just means I've got some good coverage. You can see the card there, and I'm just trimming it and making it even more beautiful. So this time I covered the white side of the card, so we have some lined space at the back. I did put a good amount of glue on that, so we're going to set that aside. All right, so there's the second reason or way that we can use it. Now, another way is using it to actually as a background on one of your journal pages. So say you have a plain paper and you just want to jazz it up, you want to spruce it up, you want to put a little pizzazz on it. Well, you can do that again with some tissue paper. And I recommend cutting a rectangle smaller than your page so that you have a bit of a frame happening. That makes any sense? You center it in the middle, and then that plain background page will be a frame. So we're cutting this here. Okay, so I want to make sure it's okay. We're still not narrow enough. Okay. With my glue stick, just dropping there. Everything's okay. Everyone's doing all right here. Okay, so actually I think I'm just going to, instead of doing a frame, just have it sit in the center with a little bit of white showing on top and on the bottom. Again, I'm going to glue the page and not the tissue paper so it won't stick to itself, fold in on itself, and I'm going to give some good adherence there and put it down on the page. Give that a smooth out press, again, using our hands like little mini flat irons for tissue paper. Okay, and I have a little bit of hangover, so I'm just going to trim that away, and then I'll show you what that looks like. And there we go. So there we go. We have some tissue paper covering the back page. So that's, let's see, that's our third way. Our fourth way we can use it. So now we have the little squares. We may have a little flower here that we'd like to keep, and I'd like to keep this guy right here, maybe pair about this one. Cut it out, and we're gonna try to fussy cut with big scissors here. I know it's not gonna look exactly like a die cut, but we'll work with it. So once we get this all trimmed about, and thank you for being patient with me while I'm trimming this all out. You wonder, I don't, like some people will sit and take the time and organize what they're going to say or do. I'm actually working on the fly here. You know, leave me a comment if you want to see me, you know, put a little bit more editing in and that sort of thing. Because I can do that. So I cut the flower out, and then I'm going to maybe go back to this card here and use that as a nice little touch, little focal point. Okay, so here I'm actually going to glue the flower piece versus the paper, but I'm going to hold one corner or one side while I'm patting the glue down on another side. And then we're going to just place that onto the 3x5 card, just like that. And now we've embellished that. And, okay, there's two more ways that we're going to use it. So we're going to take, now we're going to take a tag, and we're going to embellish that. And so I have a bigger piece of scrap here. I'm going to cut a little rectangle out of it. This time I'm going to glue the tag in the center where I'd like to place the piece and adhere that down. And because I'm brand new, I don't have, you know, the greatest camera, and I don't have, you know, a tripod or any of those pieces of equipment. I'm hoping that, you know, I can upgrade and do things like that later on. So I took a little rectangle, and then I just glued it onto a tag to add some pizzazz to that. And then the final project is taking a bunch of scraps on a 3x5 card, and then you can see the tissue paper is right here to decorate the 3x5 card, lines on the back, and this, you know, this makes a nice, good journal card. And so that's what I use. I use 3x5 cards for my journal cards. So we're going to take a fresh 3x5 card. I'm wondering if I can get you to see what I'm doing. No, that's not gonna. I don't want you to see what I'm doing here, because this is where the magic happens. I can maybe we can sit right there. Sorry about my fingers. And guess I gotta hold it up just a little bit higher, eh? It's a little too low, a little too high. Let's see here. Be a little patient. We can make this happen here. Put this here. No, that's still not happening. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna have, it's better to see something, so at least you can see me. All right, so all those little pieces that I had, plus other little scraps that I had laying about, I put into a little Christmas gnome tin, my little scrap tin. For all these little pieces here, and they're perfect for gluing to the back for a collage. I would recommend at this point also using the your scrap pieces be light in weight, like tissue paper, as heavy as a thin 3x5 card, and book pages, that sort of thing, would be perfect little scraps. So, and I like to give it a little mix up. So I want a little variety going on here, and then I'm gonna just start pulling out pieces and finding places to adhere them. And see, this has got a little bend over here, so part of it folded up. I'm gonna trim that away. And we're gonna put glue on the card all the way across it. Okay. And we'll just start laying down some pieces. Now, when with collaging, you can put some pieces on top of other pieces. Build it up. I do recommend when you start going over top of a piece, putting more adhesive there, between the two pieces where they connect, because the adhesive is only on the card, not between the pieces. So you need to add some more there. Okay, my fingers are sticky. I did really give a good adherence to the card. Okay, so we got some more here. I wish you could see the process, but that's what's happening so far. I want something a little different. Okay. All right, we got a little pink piece here. I'll stick it right there. And what else have we got? Oh, sticky fingers, sticky fingers. Pieces are just sticking right to me. Okay, here we go. Nope. Sticking more to me than the card. Who has more glue? I think I have more glue. All right. There we go. Some more pieces going on. I'm sorry if waiting to see the reveal is a little boring, or the anticipation's getting you. I don't know. We're all different, so could be a combination thereof. All right, so I've done that, and then if you look at the back, there's some pieces hanging over the edge. So I'm just going to trim that away, and give everything a good press down and make sure it's all adhered. There is a journal card, and then I do recommend having a focal point to go on this. So a focal point is just, one place for the eye to rest. Because it's very easy with collage of going, oh, where do I look? Where do I look? You could be looking up, down, all around. So this, obviously, this here is a little card. It says Dream It, and it's heavier construction, so I'm going to add some white glue at this point. So A pair of large kitchen scissors, white glue, tissue paper, and a glue stick is really all you need to make this. There's 6 different ideas I just showed you how to, ways to use tissue paper. Okay. So that's all for now, for today, for this video, and I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Goodbye.